Guys, welcome to the long-awaited final act of our Climate Action Summit. And here we have with us too many T's. That would be Leon Rhymes and Ross Standaloft. And
Hello.
they're improv hip hop masters, and they're also great advocates of humanity and nature. I guess that sums it up. Yeah, and they're gonna basically take you guys on a little journey through their work and through their climate action that they're kicking off. We've been kicking off actually. Too many bees, too many trees. You guys are gonna hear all about it. And now I'll pass the mic to you, gentlemen.
Sweet, I'll get the mic. Perfect transition, Cam.
Transition.
Yeah, big ups everyone that's inside. It's the end. Well done for getting to the end of there's been a lot of talks all week, and we all know how exhausting some of this Zoom stuff is. So big ups, and hopefully this can be enjoyable. We're going to play a bit of music and stuff. And yeah, Leon, who are we?
Who are we? I asked myself many times, but as Cameron said, we are Too Many T's. My name is Leon.
Mine's Ross.
And we met whilst I was at university in Yorkshire, and we bonded over our love for rap music and hip hop. This was probably 15 years ago.
Don't tell anyone that.
A long time ago, but about 8 years ago, we formed Too Many T's, which is me and Ross. We are a rap duo creating feel good, positive minded, old school hip hop with the intention of making people feel good. We've hosted events, released albums, we've toured the world extensively and become pretty well known for our high energy show and wildly addictive performances. We've played at major festivals at Secret Garden Party, Festival, Glastonbury, even some of the more corporate cheesy ones like Leeds and Reading for BBC Introducing, and dare I say it, even V Festival.
Don't go there. Yeah, I know a lot of you have not been to a concert in a very, very long time, but strap yourself in, because right now we're going to play some clips from our live show, and this is what we normally be doing around this time in the summer. So if you can play the first clip, it's some gigs footage.
Yeah, so over to our glamorous assistant,
not so glamorous assistant. Hold on. All right.
Hats off to you, Navisha, for getting us here.
Yeah.
So just I'm just conscious it's because it's a live clip. I'm just gonna let it buffer. So Cameron, do you want to just do a little bit of filling in while I do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
So the reason actually we got in touch with these gentlemen was for a campaign they're going to tell you about later, where they're going to plant some trees in the UK this upcoming fall. And I'm speaking this slowly so we can buffer this video.
Yeah, your speaking is buffering.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's been a phenomenal week actually on this whole climate summit, and you guys are part of a huge conversation now where we've had people from all over the world and some super cool projects from the UK that maybe we can even be partners with, all of us, when we're all allowed out again. So that would be cool. But yeah, take me to the show, Namisha.
All right, let's go. Oh. Oh, you guys. I'm like, I
Wow.
want to come party with you now.
Yeah, come back. It's so weird seeing that. You
We
know,
really
so long.
miss playing. Yeah, we'd be right in the thick of it in the summer at the minute. Definitely.
Some awesome energy, guys. I want to ask a question, if I may. Rap is usually very fast. Is that because you have a lot to say, or because you're trying to avoid being censored?
It's definitely a stylistic choice, I think, for us. You know, there is a lot of slower rap, but I think we're always trying to sound a bit like an instrument within it. Sort of lots of syllable rhymes. Yeah, we just want to be tech wizards when it comes to rapping.
So it's amazing how many times we play in different parts of Europe, like where they don't, like in France or even Italy or somewhere, and they just come up and they go, "Oh, your flow, it sounds so good," and didn't hear any of the lyrics almost, maybe some of the chorus.
It's an instrument.
Yeah.
I don't know, Nimisha, I don't know if you want to buffer the other videos. Ready?
I have.
All right, please.
Number
on
2
it.
is ready. Yeah.
I got a
Thanks
second
for playing.
question, if I may, just to
Yeah.
help with buffering. I mean, hip hop's always been about like giving a language to people who otherwise, you know, didn't feel like they had a voice as well.
Yeah.
Was that part of the inspiration behind Too Many T's?
I don't think at the start. I think what we're doing now, there's a lot more of using the platform and just the art form in itself, that you can say so much in rap, you know, to get a good point across. So I guess we're doing that a lot more now. We did it in the start just because we loved hip hop, and then we were both individually rapping, and then together it just worked so much better, and it just became a real passion, you know. And now it's kind of, we're turning it now, and I think we're gonna chat a little bit about that, how it's sort of changing for us.
Yeah. I mean, it was nice to actually see the live footage, and for you guys to see it, I guess. I mean, we've not done it for a while, but that is something that we'd normally be doing before this worldwide virus just completely took our jobs from us, basically.
Yeah.
Oh.
But now apparently we do climate chats on Zoom.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I have questions about that.
We've literally gone from jumping around to standing still. But we toured a lot. We played so many festivals, and along the way built up a real solid community, met so many people. And it was about 3 years ago we decided to make our debut album, and with some of the people that we met along the way, some awesome producers, we created our debut album, South City.
Yeah, South City. It's like a hip hop and slightly electro album. You can dance to it, laugh with it. Even got some deep feels in there as well. We produced it with Flux Pavilion, who's quite a well-known sort of bass producer, and this guy Ojbox from the UK, who's incredible. And it's had 6 million streams across all platforms so far.
I don't know.
There it is. I was waiting for the gasp. But yeah, but it was that album that sort of changed it from us kind of doing this, playing festivals every now and then, and just having fun with it, to actually sort of switching to be professional musicians, and sort of getting our music on some adverts, and traveling around like Europe, like we've said, and even got to Australia and India last year. So that album was kind of the start of it all.
Yeah. I mean, we put a lot of not only time and energy, but everything that we made from gigs we pumped back into the album. And for about half the track, 6 tracks off the album, we made music videos, and we've made a lot of music videos as we've gone on, and bringing the visuals to the music has become a real passion of ours. We've even made some of the world's firsts when it comes to music videos. We were the first band to collab with an AI. We did a song with Alexa, where we actually do a duet with the Alexa, so your Alexa at home can interact and fills in the gaps on the song. That was the first. We did the world's first official Facebook Live music video, where it was all just shot in one take and streamed direct to Facebook. And it was probably like the first time that we realized the power of asking our community to engage and help Like it's been really important for us along the way, but it became integral to making these videos, especially with Hang Tight and the Facebook Live video. We just put a shout out on Facebook, and you know, we're not backed by a major label or anything. We're very DIY, hands-on, do a lot of the legwork ourselves. But yeah, we asked our fans to help us. We put a shout out, and about 40 people from all over the country, like literally all came down to
super short notice as well.
Yeah, super short notice, and brought the equipment, and we were going to play the video, so you'll see, but they brought all their various props with them for the video, and I think there was an energy, you know, it was a unique experience for them. They were excited, we were excited and nervous, and I think that it adds something, an unwritten kind of quality to the video, which was made through this community-based experience.
It sort of stopped it being like us making the stuff and just showing it online to like us making the stuff and people being involved, and we were like, oh, that's super cool, you know, it's new.
So we'll play the video. It's got a long, you have to bear with us, it's got a long intro where we kind of set it up in Ross's house. Ross has got a park opposite his house, so that was where we decided to shoot the video. So it starts in his bedroom.
Sick. We gotta see this. Nice.
So you'll get, well, let's play it. This is Hang Tight, the world's first Facebook Live music video.
Right, mate, we're on. We're rolling. Yo, yo, yo. People of Facebook. Facebook Live. Yes, welcome to where the magic happens. This is Ross's room. Here's all his hats. Look. Here's all my hats. Got a new little vinyl there. Oh, yeah. DJ format and abdominal. If you've not got it, get to know. Check that out. Let's see. Anyway, come on.
It's all about Hang Tight today, which is our brand new musical. We weren't going to do a music video, but I think we're just going to do it.
Plus, Facebook Live's on, so
we're going to do a live music.
This gets nice and loud, so we can hear what we're doing.
Really nice and loud.
Get this on.
There's a little park just across the road.
See our park, yeah. We own it.
You're skipping, you're in.
Yeah.
know I wanna ace it, invested in the aces. Couldn't run a mile though, tumbled on the big troubles and substance, but it ain't shit. Ha! I put myself on the waterboard. Self-torture is as difficult as self-talk. Was that chicken on my head? Give me this.
Thank you.
So sick. So sick. I think you guys broke Zoom.
Yeah, you can cut it out.
Yeah, you guys smashed Zoom to pieces there. That was awesome. I put all the links in the comments on Eugenie, so anyone who wants to catch up with these videos and not suffer the lag can go check them out.
Yeah,
It's like little censorship, isn't it? Just censoring it, but like massively.
It was sick. There's too much content.
I think for the next, we're going to show 2 more videos in this talk. Maybe we should just all click the link from.
That's not a bad idea.
If everyone just clicks the link at the same time, they'll be able to watch it properly. Then we'll come back to the.
Yeah, I guess
to
the
the
words
chat.
actually matter on the next ones as well.
That's a good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That was great. That was the current UK beatbox and Spanish beatbox champion there at the end.
Yeah, at the end. Some beatbox.
I was laughing because there was like the actual them seats that the bar brought that were actual aeroplane seats and a full bar. It's just crazy the people that came and got involved.
Wow.
Yeah, just brought it down. So, so you might be thinking, how did we get here from making these music videos, from touring around to be talking at this event? So in my background, alongside the music, I also work in the built environment, and I've done for the last 10 years doing sustainability consulting. So I did my original degree in property, which was insanely boring. And then I did a master's in sustainable design of buildings after that, which wasn't boring at all. And led me to go to building research establishment, which is where they write the policy on sustainable building here in the UK. So I did that for a little while, and then moved to London and worked for a small consultancy there doing sustainability consulting. And that's when me and Leon sort of started Too Many Teas. We started doing a few gigs, and we self-booked this 50-day tour all around the UK. And I think this was about 2 years into this job, consulting there. And we were like, this is going really well. Let's book a tour and go out there and show people what we're doing. So, so we went out and we both left our job at the time. And I was just going to leave it all behind and just do music. But there was one client that said, I really like you, Ross. I really like what you do. I really like how you sort of explain all the issues to us. Do you want to come with us and be our sustainability consultant? And so I was like, oh, cool. I can keep doing that as well then on the side. So I carried on doing that, and then that developed. And then as we developed as Too Many Teas, my consultancy, which is called Green Tiger Sustainability, developed as well. And then I got more clients, and now I've got a small team that work in London. So I kind of do both things at once. and this is a real first for me. So I've never talked about music and my sort of quite professional career at the same time, because they're really different energies, you know. So this is it's really nice actually to talk about them both at the same time. And
Well,
yeah,
I think it's there's a lot of young people watching this whole feed, so I
Right.
think I'm so happy that you shared that story, because I think for a lot of young people who are extremely talented, like both of you are, they sometimes are at conflict going, which do I choose? And I love that you kind of show them you don't have to choose. You can have both and you can kind of pursue both. So
yeah.
yeah, what would you say about that?
Yeah, definitely. It was really difficult. I kind of carried on doing the consultancy out of necessity for money right when we started Too Many Teas, because we weren't earning much, but that was kind of a passion that I wanted to follow. And then, I mean, there's times where they kind of got a little bit in the way, but I've definitely just sort of managed to do both side by side quite successfully, and I'm glad that I have. And now we've started to merge the sustainability with some of our music. It's really kind of, I don't know, it's bringing two passions of mine together, you know. So yeah, I definitely say you can pursue more than one thing, but if something really overpowers you in your passion, then I think it can be really worthwhile just doing one thing, if you really feel it's right. But yeah, I was a bit torn, and then but to be honest, it's so nice kind of jumping between the two sometimes, and kind of having different hats on, you know.
No, I love that. And Leon, I really wanted to ask you, what was your, because I know you guys have done some really interesting raps. I'm not going to give them away because you've got some of them in front of me, which I've listened to. But I guess for the audience, if I may ask, how do you kind of combine this passion for rap with sharing the message of effectively the earth is effed? So I'd be really interesting to kind of take that apart from a creative aspect, like, what motivates both of you, but also what drives you to share this message specifically.
I mean, the fact that it's probably the most important topic in modern world issues is probably right up there. And I think in recent years, we have had a bit more success. We can reach a few more people. It just seems like doing the right thing in order to be able to get a message out there to people, and in a different way. I mean, it's not preachy. I think there's a disconnect between people who have made the change and people who haven't made the change, and there can often be a sort of a way, almost looking down on people, rather than trying to encourage people to come and have a look, make a difference, be a part of the change. And the way we're sort of trying to communicate our message is just to make people aware of the issues, which I think is often the case. People just are unaware. And once we've made people aware, actually give people an opportunity to make a decision, to be actively make a positive decision towards something. So I think if we can, spread that positive message, and if we can make a few ripples to actually make people do some good, then that's a kind of dream situation for us, really.
I think it's also the importance and the urgency of the situation that's kind of like for me, I was always really quite apathetic about, even though I worked in sustainability consulting, I always kind of thought it was the government's issue. It's kind of, all the science is there, we know what we need to do, it's up to the government to make big change and change where we get our energy from. But actually, once you start realizing that there's absolutely no desire from the government to do that at all, and even worse, kind of collusion with energy companies and huge corporations, it's corruption, So I think from the bottom up, people need to do as much as they can. And I think once we started really kind of waking up to that fact, we'd always kind of known, like everyone, governments and and corporations do this, but it's just so blatant and horrific now, and especially because we get into this kind of we've got 10 years to do something situation. It's just, you've got to kind of take it upon yourself and go, oh, actually, we need to change our demand. We need to, if these people are only bothered about profit, then we need to change what the demand is so that there's profit somewhere else, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it comes back to your sort of last question as well. Can you do two things where it's like making these ethical, sustainable choices shouldn't be a choice, you know, it should just be the norm. It should be just...
It needs to be mainstream, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like words like sustainability and environmentalism shouldn't even really exist. Like we're all environmentalism, you know, we're all part of the environment as people, so it kind of should just be...
Yeah, we're not separate.
Yeah, it should be kind of completely just the norm to think about it like that. And it's also, it's almost quite sad that it is like a separate industry. It's all the green industry, all the eco people and stuff. It's like, it's kind of crazy that it's kind of segregated off as a thing. It should be, it's just common sense.
Yeah.
Entwined with our survival. So
Combined with that, yeah, exactly, that, which makes it common sense, you know?
Yeah, we're living in a different kind of paradigm, you know, where like the things that are keeping us alive in a way are destroying the planet, you know, easy food, you know, comfort in general is like just a luxury, and for many people, and then the ones who take it for granted kind of crush the planet.
Of course, yeah.
So yeah, Ross's sort of story of you know, his engagement and involvement in sustainability goes, you know, quite deep, right down to his education. I mean, we've both been on the fringes of sort of social activism for years, although we're obviously like hip hop heavies. We're also, we're just hippies at heart, basically. And we've written pieces and been involved with things from back in the sort of the Occupy London in 2011. We were down there and we performed at the climate rally in London in 2015. You know, we've been on the fringes for a while, but we haven't consciously merged our music and the platform that we've got recently and sustainability. We haven't merged the two consciously until 2018. I think it was when Ross actually outside, we had a gig, and outside the club, Ross got into a conversation with a beekeeper, as you do, and where we were playing, they had a deep chat for a long time, and he, you know, told Ross a lot about the threat that the bees were facing and how important they are as pollinators.
Yeah, that's it. I think everyone's sort of aware that there's a problem in lots of areas, but until you get someone that's passionate telling you about it and giving you some facts, you don't quite sort of understand the extent and the injustice of a situation. So, yeah.
I think that's why it's so important to have, number one, have you guys here, but also to foster more people doing what you do. Because I think, I mean, Cameron will echo this. One of the biggest things we've heard through the summit is every speaker has said, if we didn't have a community that backed us or was behind us or, you know, supported us, we wouldn't do as much as we have done. So I think my personal advocacy for climate change is, it doesn't matter what facet of the world you come from. It doesn't matter what your talent is or what your craft is or anything like that. I think when you're able to tell a story, you bring people. When Cameron told me about you two, I was like, yes, they definitely need to be there, because it's about extending all aspects of social life, right? It's about everybody feeling like they have a way to engage in the conversation. And that's why I love what you guys do, because you bring those two worlds together in a really unique way. So I really love that.
That's so true. Create conversation and make it engaging. I think that is the key.
Yeah. So back to the bees. I think we're going to play the bees track, or we can click on it. So after this conversation, I got kind of researching and kind of started making a lot of notes on what bees do, a bit of the science behind it, and then started getting geeky about different pesticides that are used. And it turned into a song, and I was like, Leon, what do you think about this? Should we do a track? And you were buzzing, mate, weren't you?
I was, yeah, I thought it was unbelievable, mate.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, I was a bit sort of skeptical about, because we've not done this before, like how can we integrate such a serious topic, make it fun and engaging. I was a little bit skeptical about the concept, but when Ross actually showed me the beat he'd made and the raps he'd started writing, it was like, yes, this is buzzing. Let's get on it. So I started researching as well, and just sort of diving deep into the depths of information about bees, the stresses that they're under in the modern world, and how important they are, how screwed we'd be as a human race if they disappeared. And we both kind of, just expanded our knowledge and created this full song highlighting the threats and what people can do to help. So once we'd written the song, we made a video. Like I said, we sort of do enjoy making videos, and we released that alongside a fundraiser where we asked our fans to donate money to build some new beehives. So we used the song to kind of raise the awareness and open the conversation. And then the fundraiser was the opportunity to kind of offer fans a chance to help and support something. So it actually did really well. The video got shared about 100,000 times online. We managed to raise enough money to build hives for 60,000 new bees. Partnered with this incredible beekeeper, Jez Rose, who now maintains the hives for us. And we actually went up and visited him, and everyone who donated, we wrote their name on the side of the beehive, so they've got their name on it. And then everybody who donated got a jar of honey from the hive that they sponsored. So it was a real buzz up for everyone, to be honest.
Yeah. I love it.
I don't think we realized there was so many people who liked bees and rap music.
You found a niche, boys. You found a niche.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if people want to click on it then now, so it streams properly on your computers. The track 3, not enough bees. Too many teams, not enough bees.
Right, I'm gonna play it on our side. Yeah.
I'll click on my link.
Sweet.
Leave those little bees alone. We need them, get the crops and the plants full blown. Yeah, leave the habitat to be. If we save the bees, we save the world, and that's buzzing, buzzing. People see bees as scary little creatures, armed with a sting that'll make you scream Jesus. And if you're allergic, they'll make you see Jesus. Or Allah, there's nothing that depends on your thesis. But anyway, the bees don't ever want to hurt you. These fuzzy little fellas are just in it for the virtues, serving the hives, feeding their little dudes. All stick together way much better than we ever do. And what do humans do? Nick all their food. Yeah, that honey, that sweet, sweet, ooh. I love it on my porridge, that sweet, sweet, ooh. I can't believe it's made from a little bee's puke. What? Yeah, some bees get some pollen, buzz it back home, pukes it for another one, he sticks in an enzyme. It's called invertase, switches it to glucose and fructose for the dinner plate. That typical wicked shape of honeycomb or weather wax form to store newborns and honey so their colony will grow. Numbers explode, not die like they have been, it's mad we know, cause no matter what you eat, you best believe.
We need bees, believe. Without bees, we'll be without a lot of food we eat. Bees pollinate a third of our food supply. Simply put, they keep plants and crops alive that depend on pollination. So it's a big problem for us humans if we remove the bee population. And not just for the plants we eat, livestock, keep wild plants pollinated by bees, and we eat that meat. So it ain't just vegetarians, it's gonna affect us all, and that's pretty scary. 70 of the top 100 human food crops are pollinated by bees, and that's a hell of a lot. And those crops feed 90% of the world, so just imagine what would happen if they stopped to grow. You'd presume then that we wouldn't last long. Experts say 4 years, but I don't want to see if they're wrong. So stop killing the buzzing badass busybodies. Don't make the taxonomic error looking at the body. Don't confuse a bee with a wasp like me. Bees are mild-mannered while wasps are angry. Wasps are smooth and shiny. Bees get hairy. trees. Bees focus on the flowers whilst wasps want your sweets. Bees do good things, so let's see a revival. The critical pollinators and vital to survival.
They make all our food grow for free. Then why are bees dying? I hear you scream. There's a whole hive of reasons, it's quite complex, but here's the top 3 that make bees real dead. You guessed it right, yeah, it's pesticides, those Bayer-owned sprays sold in bulk supply, specifically neonicotinoids. They do more than just get insects annoyed, yeah, they short-circuit memories, brain damage bees, navigation damage too, they panic and they flee. With neurons all fried, they buzz out of time and don't make honey no more and soon die. Next up is the habitat, or the loss of it. There's a big attack on it, fields of corn, maize and soy, with the flowers that were there before now destroyed. And the bees need pollen from all types of plants, not just sugary corn. It aids colony collapse, yeah, monoculture farming has a huge impact as the bees don't get what they need to fight back against mites, pathogens, diseases, bad, and don't start on climate change, that's a whole other rap.
So what can we do? First, you just be aware of how important bees are to me and you. And now you're aware, no, you're not on your own. There's a hell of a lot around the globe. There's conservation projects, prevention schemes, like Friends of the Earth. We're friends on the earth for the bees. There's campaigns that were solid and save the bees, please. There's nothing left to say, but
Leave those little bees alone. We need them get the crops and the plants full grown. Yeah, leave the habitat to be. If we save the bees, we save the world, and that's buzzing, buzzing.
You guys are just phenomenal, honestly.
I've not seen that in ages. Yeah.
There's a big attack on it.
Yeah. Some really dodgy raps in that.
No, I think, oh man.
Was
So-
actually, sorry, go on.
No, I had a quick question. So, just with my little brain, have you guys kind of shared this into schools or stuff like that? Like, have you managed to expose these raps to a younger audience?
We haven't actually done that. We have been asked to, and it's something that personally I'd love to do in terms of, you know, wrapping up subjects in a, literally wrapping subjects up in a rap and taking it into schools and, you know, condensing it and getting that information across is something that, yeah, we've considered it, but you know, we've, like I say, it's only been the last couple of years that we've really started doing this. We've been on tour, you know.
We've been touring a lot in the last couple of years as well. But there was quite a lot of, just on Facebook, just through friends of friends, I think there was about 4 or 5 teachers that played that track to their students that I know of, you know, from my friends. So I think quite a few people have like taken it and shown it to the kids in the class.
Yeah, and people, I know a lot of people personally have learned a lot from it and have gone on to, you know, plant different
Do
plants
something
in their
about it.
garden. And,
Yeah.
you know, even with a few mistakes that there were in the track, Ross.
Oh yeah, because we say wasps are bad, but wasps aren't bad. We went up, we got booked from this track. Someone from Lush Cosmetics saw it, and they were doing a big event up in Manchester, and they booked us to go and just do this song and a little talk about it at a pollination event. And there was this woman that I think she was from the Natural History Museum.
Yeah.
She's a pollination expert, and she came up to us after and she was like, "Don't say anything bad about wasps." And she was giving us a bit of an earful, but yeah, it was awesome, you know, that the response from that video.
Yeah.
No, but I think I love the way you guys kind of integrate factual knowledge with like an engaging way, which, you know, and I think, I mean, for any young kid, like the difference between a wasp and a bee is literally that one has hair and one is angrier. And it's not that they're bad, it's just that the other one is angrier. So I do love how you can bring that kind of level of knowledge into young people through these sorts of mediums, because just to give you guys some kind of insight, a lot of the speakers who do stuff with young people, specifically of like younger, you know, like 10 years or below, always talk about like what different tools can we use to, you know, teach them about certain things that they'll remember. And I used to be part of the school choir at school. So I always remembered, if I sing something, I'll remember it. Or if I rap something, I'll remember it, right? So this is why I just love how you kind of bring these two things together. And I know there are quite a few people in this group who are listening, who are school teachers or do stuff with schools. So please get in touch with Leon and Ross and, get this stuff into schools, guys, because I just think it's really important.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just the way you present things, and I think we were kind of shocked by the response to when we released that Bees track. Like Ross said, we went up to perform at a pollination expert kind of talk. There we were with insect experts, pollination experts, talking about it, and kind of it was the positivity, I guess, that we generated off the back of that song, where we really felt we had a kind of a unique opportunity to use our skills, use our voice to not only make people feel good with the music, but if we can actually make them do good as well, then we're on to a winner. And we've sort of consciously been trying to write more environmental tracks and just do whatever we can basically to help climate, whilst obviously still being super cool rappers.
I love that.
Dude, what you're doing.
Do you have any questions, Cameron?
Honestly, I'm just wondering what your guys' plans are for like doing things live, I guess, when that opportunity opens back up.
Right, yeah.
If
and when, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've got sort of good show. It didn't really kind of touch on some of this new stuff we're doing that's sort of environmental, and like Leon said, we'll keep on doing like our normal tunes, which is like, rapping about how good we are at rapping and how other rappers are acutely substandard to our rappers. So that's what rappers like to do. And yeah, we'll still do our normal gig and dance, but I think more events where we can. I think the more songs we write like this, I think we can get a completely different set.
yeah.
And we talked about sort of doing a different kind of progressive set where there's visuals and maybe some like more instrumentation rather than just a DJ, and it being quite sort of like fast and heavy and sort of festivally danced, to more sat down speaking about things and it being a bit more intricate in that way. So hopefully we can get something together like that once we've written a few more tracks about different things we're passionate about. I think we've got plans to write one. We're gonna play This Earth Is Fucked in a bit, but we're gonna write a track about hemp and the whole hemp industry and how insane it is that we're not using hemp as a product. It's a miracle, so we're gonna get in depth again and geeky about that.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can create a show that's a lot more theatrical and allows to stop and talk and tell the little stories in and around the songs, and it's not just a party. And it kind of reflects sort of our growth as individuals. We're slowly kind of growing into people that are much more conscious and aware of what's going on in the world, of our personal responsibilities as humans, and the need to live a more sustainable life. And if we're going to be kind of good guardians of this planet, we want to bring that through not only in our music but in our lifestyle as well.
I think that's I think if you're going to chat about something and kind of and try and like speak out, then you need to be living it as much as possible yourself. So you've got a proper voice. I mean, it's hard. It's hard, it's hard in the way that our society is set up. Like last year, like we took over 70 flights, like for work, to different gigs, and like our CO2 emissions were like over 30 tons each, and like we actually like offset them. I've done it every year since I set up my company. I like offset them, and that's actually like how we came to doing the trees campaign, because we were like offsetting them, and I was like, why doesn't everyone know about this? Why isn't everyone just offsetting their emissions? Like kind of going through a checklist, and this is what you eat, and this is how you live, and where you live, and how you travel, and all your flights. Because I sort of tried to do that, but And I was thinking, well, let's make an app. We could make an app, and then we could like do a song or something and publicize it. But then the more I started looking into offsetting, the more it's just like a bit dodgy. It's kind of moving the problem somewhere else, or it's like you've not really got the guarantees that it's going to do what it says it does. Like in my job in the built environment, I know so much like the way that we design a building and then what actually ends up being built are two completely different things, you know. And it depends on the builders, and the idea can be great, but you kind of want to see it through, you know. Like if you've got a client that's managing the whole project, it ends up like it's built. So I think
through that, I mean, just to tap on that for a second, the seeing it through part, this is a perfect time for me to plug Gone West, because we come from a world where people are just throwing trees in the ground and being like, woohoo, like we're saving the planet. It's like, yeah, no, not at all. Like you're just looking at this so one-dimensionally. Planting monoculture forests in Africa is not helping anybody, and you're trying to claim credit for it for your company, so you can keep doing, you know, shady, bad business. And it doesn't even have to be shady. People are pretty, you know, shameless about messing up the planet. But yeah, seeing it through, you know, making sure that those trees are gonna survive, gonna be good for the environment, actually help it thrive, and also help the people thrive who live there, you know, and create this kind of symbiosis between the people and the nature once again. So those trees can be, you know, almost like a social stimulus package. They can give people their land back. They can give people their food back. They can give people their freedom back, in a sense. So that was my little piece about Gone West.
100%.
Yeah, man. Spot on.
Well,
That's it. Go on, sorry.
no, I actually wanted to add to both of your insights, especially yours, Ross, because we actually had some young activists speak on this summit. Like, you know, they're, I wouldn't say under 18, but they're under 25, and they, you know, two of them are based in Africa. And it was an interesting fact they shared where they said that the entire continent of Africa only accounts for 5% of global emissions, yet they're going to be the first continent to suffer the worst effects of climate change. Yet we still approach the solutions around climate change here in the West rather than going out there and actually looking at, well, what do they need? And so one of the things that they shared with me on a previous talk was how much they need advocacy from people like you, me, Cameron, and all of us, right? So do you have that somewhere in you guys' plans to kind of go and listen to some of their voices and see what are they saying? Or have I just given you a light bulb?
Yeah. You've opened a whole nother door there.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, we're still sort of opening the door ourselves into this world, using our music actively within it. But
yeah, that's interesting. Just it's such a key point, like what's actually needed. A lot of people don't even think that. They just think, all right, how can I deal with it, and just put it over there, you know, and not actually take apart the problem and start addressing the real issues. Because that's, I mean, it's just such a point, isn't it, that Africa is just first on the hit list.
Yeah.
And I think also something you both may not know is Africa has an amazing rap culture. So, you know, it's really ingrained in a lot of urban cities, especially because of just how cities have formed over time. So yeah, maybe I'll make that happen for you. Let's see if you know, could give some connections for you guys and help kind of spread that message out there, and work with some young activists to kind of highlight their voice as well. Because we had a climate action panel before you guys came on, and we actually asked all of these young people, we said, what do you want from us as a generation to support you? And they said, just share our plight, share our voice, like tell people what we need. So I'm just kind of putting things together. But I think, you know, the way you guys articulate just basic things, or you kind of make them simple for people, I think that's what I really, really love. I don't know, what would you say, Cameron?
Yeah, no, I mean, it rhymes, it's catchy. And to take, you know, it's more digestible rather than like, I don't know, something that's so heavy, like, you know, well, the earth is fucked. but but I mean, maybe we should see that. Maybe we should see that video.
Yeah.
Are we ready? Are we ready for that?
Yeah, we'll play. I think just to sort of go back to what you were saying about just moving the problem around and not really sort of focusing on an actual solution or making change, was sort of just going back to what Ross was saying about the app, you know, rather than just offsetting or lip service. We wanted to actually plant a load of trees, and we've been very fortunate to meet Cameron and the team at Gone West, and our aim is initially to plant 10,000 trees with Gone West, who are a Prince Trust affiliated tree planting organization and pioneers of sustainability through reforestation. So we're like, you know, absolutely very lucky to have been introduced to them. And like Cameron said, they will actually ensure that trees are maintained and protected, and can really help us logistically with the process of planting and finding the land to plant. And you know, hopefully we can create a really good day, and off the initial 10,000 trees we want to plant, we can go on to plant hundreds of thousands, if not millions in the future. And if we can create real fun days that people enjoy them, they go away, they want to tell their friends about them, they look forward to the next one, you know, hopefully we can spawn satellite planting projects around the globe that's, you know, powered by our music essentially. And working with someone like Gone West, who again was through our community, you know, that we got introduced. They're going to help us plant oak trees this autumn, which will allow for a stable base for a forest to thrive with other species and animals. And they'll make sure that the trees are protected for 99 years, which is what we need. Because I think Ross was looking into a few other options, and it's very difficult to ensure that protection.
Yeah, it's just the knowledge. It's like this whole thing. We need like the right knowledge, and just not kind of sort of just jump in gung ho, going plant trees everywhere, and you know, like kind of actually like lean on people that have got the actual right knowledge and the right information, and use all our strengths. Like if our strength is rapping about this stuff that can lead to this campaign, you know, that's what we'll do until we build our knowledge to do something else. And this track was funny. Sis, we got this it's a really happy beat, like really like funky, and I think it was like, I don't know what was going on in the world. There's always something going on in the world that's just horrific, isn't it? And that's where, and like the hook just kind of came out of just this sort of rage. But it's like, oh wow, I think we've got a license to just moan about everything because this track's such a happy beat. So yeah, and then we thought it was the perfect time to do this tree planting campaign alongside this. So we're not just moaning, we're doing some direct action as well, you know.
No, and I think that's wonderful. And you know, on behalf of the Prince's Trust, I would like to say thank you for agreeing to do that, because your voice is honestly going to be really important for this campaign. So gosh, that's a really nice surprise. I didn't know that, Cameron. Why didn't you tell me that?
I was going to invite you.
Well, thank you guys. You made my day. So I'm going to play your video, which
let's play it. The video is similarly to the Bees project. You know, the video is the sort of the awareness beacon to sort of show people how fucked everything is. It really does focus on all the fun stuff: deforestation, climate change, corporate greed, racism, lots of things all wrapped up, and basically just highlighting how fucked up everything is. It's imaginatively called This Earth is Fucked, and it goes out alongside our fundraiser to plant trees, which is now live. So if anyone's out there who wants to donate, please do so. But yeah, this is The Earth is Fucked. I mean, can we swear? Is that all right?
Yeah, it's Saturday night. It's
a bit late now.
All right, let me get this started.
This earth is fucked. No need to mess it up. This earth, the whole world is fucked. Killing animals for fun. Make me wanna burn fun. Made me go punk, made me wanna punch a psycho for lunch. Now I'm on the best, okay.
Oh no.
Do your best, go ahead, man, go do your worst. I will, I'll drill. Oil from the ground till it spills. I'm burn it, turn it to zillion pounds and then drown in it. Bad press, swimming around and find a way to simmer down and change focus now. Like, look at all these suckers not from your town. Some of them are Polish, some of them are brown. Taking all your money jobs, culture, wow. Stack something up like 20, 50. Florida, Amsterdam, fishy, fishy. But underwater, there's no more fishies. It's supernauts, associate. It's a boring rap about important shit. So tune out from your hands that I take the piss. Yeah, I think this is a bit of fever pitch. The way that you're flipping is illegal dicks. That's ignoring the realness, ignoring the facts. Killing mother runner for the one who in the back. Stop calling cash, I'll never ever spend, but no gives a damn because they can't pay rent. This love is fucked. No, you mess it up. This love, the whole world is kidding them, what's for fun? Boring rap about important shit to make you waste some time. If you're bored to bits, bored stiff, it's all good, I guess, cause we're all gonna fall dead one day. Why bother with the long way? Light more fire, throw it in the water. Let's make sure more or less there's nothing left for you. The son of your daughter, we ought to build more runways, get more funds, no more ice, let's sell more guns, leave more traces, kill more sons, be more racist, wreck your lungs. Let's make sure the coral's dead and keep dogging the rainforest, shopping in bed and popping a few G's, getting off your head, cause who cares how bleak tomorrow gets? Who cares what tomorrow brings? Who cares if Donald Trump is the president? Who cares about the bag of shit that Brexit is? Who cares? Who cares if we're living in a mannequin shop? Build another wall, don't let the trafficking stop. When I say go, let the sex trade roll. Who slaves anymore? If they say so. Look at me, man, I'm an expert shop. Look at me, man, I'm a fireworks shop. Look at me, man, I'm a Halloween shop. Look at me, I'm a fucking Tuesday shop. Bye-bye, cheap every day. Plastic cheap go away. Last forever, never to care. Still here when you're dead and officials say, it's out, it's fucked. We don't need to mix it up. It's wild, the whole world is fucked. Killing us for fun. Water ain't free, pass it on. You should pay for the glass of Evian. It's a human right. That's humor, right? We own the whole sky, even food supply. Hell yeah, mate, let's make more money. Less for the poor, but more for my buddy. Kill all the bees, but steal all the honey. Pump up the chickens and chuck them to Kentucky. My fake celebs got hot news, yes. New fashion line straight off the press. Fashion from a sweat shop in Bangladesh. Put a fresh on the ground when you look your blast. And you know what? Soon we'll all be dead, so let's go make sure that we make more bread. A few more jeans for the top rich few. A few less jeans for the top floor view. This love is fucked. No, you mess it up. This love, the whole world is fucked. Killing them, what's for fun?
Yes, man.
That was brilliant, guys.
Boom.
Yeah, it's like the happiest, really tragic sad song ever. Like,
It's been really uncomfortable almost releasing it, you know, in the current situation. Like the issues are still so important, but it's been there's been moments in the last few weeks when it's like the last thing people need to hear at the moment is, oh yeah, there's a worldwide pandemic and there's a global uprising, but the climate is still fucked.
yeah.
I mean, you know, I know people don't need to hear it, but they kind of have to, because
Exactly,
it's kind of those things, you know, that it's not been spoken about enough when it should have. So it's kind of urgent for all of us to continually keep talking about it, because, you know, like you said, it's basically FUCK unless someone does something about it. So
Yeah.
the more we speak in whatever modality that is, whether it's like Cameron making a film or you guys doing a rap, everything matters. It all
And
it's all connected too in the end. Like, I mean, having social like equality and justice is so important when it comes to the next 10 years, because when things do start to break down, that's when your liberties start to go away. So if you don't have that all shored up, you know, it's just, we're going to be so distracted by violence and things like this, that we're not
Yeah.
going to focus on the problem.
Yeah.
And also, it's like it kind of ties together the whole solution as well, doesn't it? Because we've got, like, after the pandemics kind of run its course, we've got the recession, and then we've got climate change just kind of behind that, kind of on its way. That's like the sort of facts. So like the kind of the solution to a lot of things is a green economy, you know, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
I mean-
the way we'll get through the recession successfully and limit
Definitely.
what's going to happen beyond that, you know.
It's not the first time that we've run into this. And so basically, after the Great Depression, FDR created the Civilian Community Corps, which was an attempt to save a generation of young people from just being lost to joblessness. And this was later nicknamed the Tree Army, because they ended up planting 3 billion trees and creating roads across America. And they not only managed to save their economy, they also managed to basically save the world. They were the ones who went off to fight in the Second World War. And we're basically in the same predicament at the moment. We have a huge depression, and the threat on the horizon is not fascism in this case, although it could be, it's extinction. So this is why we need, a new tree army, basically, which is all the tickets to this campaign are actually supporting the creation of that, with a partnership with Prince's Trust, to get young people into jobs that are going to help the planet and give them a future. So yeah, this collaboration we have together with Too Many Trees is a Too Many Teas event, but they've agreed to basically invite some young people so that we can spread the message about Acorns to Oaks and the creation of the Tree Army.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So Leon and Ross, consider yourself crowned members of the Tree Army.
Yeah, proud member.
Wow. Yeah, there you go.
Proud to be in the crowd. Yeah, that's it. That's guess where we're at. We've just launched this tree campaign with Gone West. We're super excited about it. If anyone's watching, share it around. Let's spread this message. Donate, obviously, if you can. I think we're just kind of at the start of this, like we've said, kind of shaping our where we're using our sort of small platform that we have to deliver these messages, and what's the best way to do it, and present these sort of serious topics in an alternative way. So yeah, if there's anyone out there that got any ideas or any help with that, then just get in touch with us, and maybe we can do something cool.
Absolutely. I will post both the link to the campaign that you guys are running, and also some contact details for you. So if people within the audience want, they have a spark or an idea and they want to collaborate with you guys, we're all about fostering collaboration here, no competition. So, let's see how we can get you guys 10,000 trees. It's going to be exciting.
Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, and thanks everyone for listening as well, and sort of enter. What was it?
What was that?
What was that? Yeah, that was
Is
brilliant.
that Anna?
If there are any questions, we're all ears.
Yeah, so we have a question from the audience. They ask, what has been the most challenging part of combining two competing passions? I think that's the rapping, and then obviously the passion for doing something.
Yeah.
With
I think time's a big one, and also time, just sort of time management's really, really key, because sometimes we're on tour, for like a month, and we'll be knackered and we'll be traveling, then all of a sudden one of my projects kind of crops up and there's loads of stuff that needs doing, so like I'll be in a van or in like a cafe when we should be doing like kind of preparing, for a show, or
we're in the middle of the sound check. Where's Ross? Oh, he's just doing a sustainability project in the corner.
Yeah, or even like backstage at Festival, I remember like I had this project to do, and I didn't want to leave because it was like just so good, and there was like, I think there was this guy Adi Suleiman, who's a friend of ours. He was playing them. I was like, I want to stay and watch him, so I ended up sitting in a porta cabin writing a report. And like sending it off and then going and sort of watching a gig and getting drunk. So that was an interesting mix. But I think putting the different hats on is definitely difficult. And I'd say probably apart from the time management and obviously problems that's brought, I think it's just kind of knowing that maybe I should do one thing. I think that's been like this kind of battle that I have in my head, thinking I should just do one thing really and just put all my time into it. But it's been a while now, and it's actually sort of getting weirdly easier now to manage two things. And now that we're kind of integrating the sustainability passion into our music project, and Leon is sort of fully on board with it. Now it's kind of all just becoming really, it's becoming easier. You know, there's a way to do it.
I guess the key thing is sort of like having passion in what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, that it doesn't feel so, although it's a lot of effort and energy expended, it doesn't feel like it's, you're part of a bigger cause, and you've got the passion for it. I think if you've got that energy and passion for what you're doing, you'll make it work.
100%. I totally agree with that. Even my cat agrees. She keeps jumping up. I have something to say. There she is.
Wow, what a beautiful little cat.
So no, that brings me nicely on to the next question, which is from the audience, where they say, what message of hope would you give to young people about climate change?
Wow.
Whoa. Wow.
That you are the change. You kind of you do have an opportunity to make a difference in whatever way you can, and keep that positive mindset, and have the awkward conversations with people, and share the information that is accessible to all but covered up by a lot, and just highlight it and share.
I think also it's really important to remember that the movement is bigger than ever, and actually, like, it might seem like the surf is fucked, but actually, like, equality is better than it ever has been in the past, and there's more knowledge about climate change, and we know the actual situation and what we need to do better than ever. So it's definitely, there's been so much progress made, but I think there's definitely like a big event that needs to happen soon, potentially in the American elections this year. I don't know, but there's going to be some sort of catalyst where things start snowballing.
Yeah.
And there'll be a big shift, and just the sooner that happens, the better. So I mean, hopefully that's soon, and that'll give us all so much more hope, that we're seeing it through.
I know, I love that. Thank you both for sharing that. Cameron, any thoughts from you?
I'm just looking at the sea right now, and I want to just go jump in.
Like, I want to finish this now then.
Before the sun goes down. So
all right, well,
I feel super grateful you guys came, and it's going to be awesome to work with you. And we got 10 years of action and adventure ahead of us. So stay alive, stay healthy, look after each other, and come together.
Absolutely. And I think what I would add to that is, Leon, Ross, thank you for also just being amazing role models. I think the biggest challenge young people have is they don't really understand how they can fit into this whole jigsaw puzzle. So when you guys do what you do, you give them an opportunity to, if they're a rapper, if they're a musician, kind of look at you and go, okay, I can get involved. So to me, that is the biggest amazing thing that you guys do. And of course, you're planting 10,000 trees. We love you for that. But I think most importantly, it's just what you both represent, which is using your craft to share a message. And I think that is one of the best climate actions that anyone can take. So thank you so much for doing what you guys do.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Cheers, guys. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys. He's like, I'm gonna go to the ocean now. Bye, guys. Oh.
Cheers,
Get
Cameron.
in the sea.
He's not even putting his swimming costume on.
No, he's not. I'm going to end the live stream. So